What can I serve you? Very hungry salad with meat. I'm sick. I feel sick. Hi, Mommy. Oh no, I had listeriosis.
So what went wrong with the customer? Let's take a look. These common mistakes put the customer at a higher risk for listeriosis. So what exactly is listeriosis? Listeriosis is a foodborne disease that is caused by contaminated food containing Listeria monocytogenes bacteria. According to the CDC, symptoms of listeriosis include headache, stiff neck, confusion, loss of balance, and convulsions, in addition to fever and muscle aches. As for pregnant women, well, they typically demonstrate flu-like symptoms, and the disease can be diagnosed by blood culture test. Contracting listeriosis from person to person or from animal to person has been seen but is very rare. Did you know that even newborn babies can get listeriosis from their mother? Listeria monocytogenes is considered one of the causes of meningitis in newborn babies. This is why listeriosis during pregnancy can be dangerous and can very well kill the unborn child, leading to miscarriage or stillbirth. Those who get to see a doctor in time get antibiotics to help fight the disease. Penicillin and ampicillin are two of the most common antibiotics to help stop the growth of this bacteria. 2 weeks is the recommended time for people taking antibiotics, and 3 to 4 weeks for women who are pregnant. Vaccinations for listeriosis are being studied and tested till this day. Listeria monocytogenes was first discovered in 1924 at Cambridge University. British researchers discovered that the disease in rabbits with demonstrated monocytosis, so it was then named bacteria monocytogenes. The genus Listeria was named after Lord Joseph Lister, a British surgeon from the 1860s. There are at least 13 serotypes of Listeria monocytogenes based on cellular O and flagellar H antigen. The disease listeriosis are due to 4 types, which would be 4B, 1/2 A, 1/2 B, and 1/2 C. The serotype 4B in specific has been connected to at least 50% of listeriosis cases. Is demonstrating the pathogenicity of Listeria monocytogenes is as follows. Surface proteins interleukin A and B assist the bacteria by attaching themselves to cadherin, where it basically brings in the bacteria. Listeria monocytogenes is engulfed by phagosome. It must escape the vacuole, so its partner in crime, the listeriolysin O protein, prevents the bacteria from getting digested. In conclusion, the vacuole is destroyed thanks to the listeriolysin O, but this does not kill the host cell. The listeriolysin O changed the pH of the vacuole to a low pH of about 5.9, and the listeriolysin O spreads the acid, and listeriolysin O becomes a channel for other proteins to come in to destroy the vacuole. When Listeria monocytogenes enters the cytosol, it will begin to grow because the cytosol is a suitable place for the bacteria. When Listeria monocytogenes is in the cytosol, it will make actin filaments polymerize. The polymerization of actin filaments will create a force by which will provide it with motility. Thus, the bacterium will be able to move within the cell, and then it will have the ability to move into other cells. This is done through the assistance of ACTA protein. As you can see, Listeria monocytogenes can effectively infect cells without killing them, or at least the host cells. Killing the host cell will only harm the bacteria and will stop it from spreading. So who is at risk and how can we prevent it? Everyone is at risk for listeriosis, but pregnant women, people over 65 years of age, and people with a weak immune system are more susceptible to listeriosis. Even if this bacterium is consumed when attenuated, an individual with a weak immune system has a high probability of getting listeriosis. This disease has been mostly connected to ready-to-eat foods that are distributed from food industries. The CDC recommends rinsing raw produce or scrubbing firm produce with produce brush, drying produce with paper towels, and separating uncooked meat from cooked foods or vegetables. Also, keep everything clean, like countertops and refrigerators, by cleaning any spills with hot water and soap. And don't forget about your hands. Wash those hands. Okay, class, let's review today's bacterium. Today's bacteria is Listeria monocytogenes. Does anybody know the domain?
I know. Bacteria. Bacteria.
That's right, it is bacteria. Okay, so the kingdom of this bacteria is Eubacteria. The phylum is Firmicutes, yes. The class is Bacilli, and the order is Bacillo or Bacillales. The family is Listeriaceae. And the genus is?
The genus is Listeria.
Yes, so that brings us down to the species. The species is Listeria monocytogenes. Now let's take a deeper look into Listeria monocytogenes. I'll use this PowerPoint to show the information covered in this book. Studies have demonstrated that the genus Listeria is closely related to another group of gram-positive bacteria that have low guanine and cytosine bases. This closely related cousin to Listeria is Bacillus. Okay, class, let's move on. And we'll be moving on to a different topic. Listeria monocytogenes can grow in the presence of oxygen, but it can also grow in the absence of oxygen. So does anybody know what this tells us? What are they called?
Facultative anaerobe.
Yeah, that would make them facultative anaerobe.
Do scientists know the metabolism?
Do scientists know the metabolism of Listeria monocytogenes? To answer that question, we'll be going over this chapter on page 66. So basically, it tells us that when Listeria monocytogenes grows in blood infusion medium, it breaks down glucose through the glycolysis pathway. But when it grows in medium with low glucose, then its preferred metabolic pathway is pentose phosphate pathway. And this often happens in host cells where Listeria monocytogenes grow in cytosol. It prefers the pentose phosphate pathway.
What about the Krebs cycle, Professor?
Oh yes, the citric cycle. According to our book here, it reads that the citric cycle is interrupted because Listeria monocytogenes does not have the gene for 2-oxoglutarate dehydrogenase, so it needs other sources to continue the cycle. An alternative like the one described in the book is melanate. Okay, class, that's it for today's material, so class is dismissed.
Class is over, yay!